Every single day, you are choosing your future. Not with dramatic moments, not with life-altering announcements, not with some giant turning point. You are choosing it quietly, in the morning when the alarm rings, in the kitchen when you decide what to eat, in the silence when no one is watching, in the moment you either open your phone or open your work. You think these are small decisions. They are not. They are votes. Votes for who you are becoming. Most people believe their future is decided by luck, opportunity, or timing. They wait for a better situation. They wait for motivation. They wait for clarity. They wait for confidence. But the future is not waiting for you to feel ready. It is being built by what you repeatedly choose. There are always two paths in front of you. One is comfortable, immediate, easy. It gives you pleasure now. It asks nothing from you. It costs nothing today. The other is difficult, quiet, demanding. It requires effort. It requires discomfort. It requires restraint. The first path is attractive because it feels harmless. One skipped workout feels harmless. One night of procrastination feels harmless. One unnecessary purchase feels harmless. One emotional reaction feels justified. But the future is not shaped by single actions. It is shaped by patterns, and patterns are built by repetition. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself constantly as a reminder that character is built through daily action. He did not wait to feel inspired. He trained himself to act in alignment with who he wanted to be. That is discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It is preference. It is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Right now, comfort will always scream louder than long-term vision. Comfort is immediate. It is emotional. It is persuasive. It tells you that you deserve rest, that you deserve indulgence, that you deserve ease. But long-term strength whispers. It does not beg. It does not shout. It simply waits to see what you choose. Epictetus taught that no man is free who is not master of himself. Think about that. If your mood controls your actions, you are not free. If your impulses dictate your direction, you are not free. If distraction decides your schedule, you are not free. Freedom is self-control, and self-control is built in moments of temptation. Every time you resist what feels good now for what builds strength later, you reinforce authority over yourself. And authority over yourself is the foundation of everything. Without it, talent is wasted. Without it, ambition collapses. Without it, intelligence scatters. With it, even average ability compounds into excellence. The modern world is designed to weaken this muscle. Endless entertainment, instant gratification, infinite scrolling, constant stimulation. You are surrounded by opportunities to choose now over most, and most people do. That is why most people never become what they claim they want to be. They want strength, but choose comfort. They want confidence, but choose avoidance. They want success, but choose distraction. You cannot repeatedly choose what is easy and expect a hard-built future. The mountain in front of you is built step by step. It does not appear suddenly. The man at the top did not wake up there. He climbed when it was cold. He climbed when it was boring. He climbed when no one applauded him. He climbed when quitting would have been easier. That is the part people do not see. They see the result. They do not see the restraint. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think about that carefully. Most of the pain you avoid is not real pain. It is anticipated pain. It is projected discomfort. It is the story your mind tells you about what might happen if you try. You imagine the workout being unbearable. You imagine yourself failing publicly. You imagine embarrassment. You imagine exhaustion. You imagine that difficult task draining every ounce of energy from you. So you avoid it. But when you finally do the thing you were avoiding, something strange happens. It is rarely as bad as your mind predicted. The workout ends. The task gets completed. The conversation passes. The discomfort fades. And you realize that what you were truly fighting was not reality. You were fighting your imagination. Your mind exaggerates temporary discomfort because it is wired for protection. It wants safety. It wants efficiency. It wants to conserve energy. In ancient times, that instinct kept you alive. Today, that same instinct keeps you average. It whispers that effort is danger. It whispers that discomfort is threat. It whispers that staying comfortable is smart. But long-term growth requires you to override that instinct. That is discipline. Discipline is the decision to distrust exaggerated fear. When your mind says, "This will be too hard," you respond with action. When your mind says, "You can start tomorrow," you respond with today. When your mind says, "You deserve a break," you ask whether that break aligns with the future you claim to want. The mind is persuasive. It is intelligent. It can justify almost anything. It can rationalize laziness. It can disguise avoidance as strategy. It can frame indulgence as self-care. That is why self-awareness is critical. The Stoics trained their minds daily. Marcus Aurelius did not write for entertainment. He wrote to remind himself how easily the mind drifts. He reminded himself that emotions are temporary and impulses are fleeting. Your impulses are loud, but short-lived. If you can survive the first wave of resistance, it weakens. Think about the urge to scroll, the urge to eat something unnecessary, the urge to skip training. That urge peaks quickly. It feels intense for a short period. But if you do nothing, it fades. Most people never wait long enough for it to fade. They obey immediately. And obedience to impulse becomes habit. Habit becomes identity. And identity becomes destiny. The real battle is not physical. It is internal. It is the conversation that happens in silence. The debate between who you are and who you could become. In one voice, there is comfort. In the other voice, there is growth. Comfort says, "Relax, you've done enough." Growth says, "You are capable of more." Comfort says, "It won't matter." Growth says, "It always matters." This internal conflict happens daily, sometimes hourly, and every time you resolve it, you reinforce a direction. There is something powerful about realizing that discomfort is temporary, but regret lasts. The workout pain disappears in an hour. The discipline required to focus fades once the work is done. But regret lingers. Regret accumulates quietly. It accumulates when you repeatedly choose what feels good instead of what builds strength. It accumulates when you tell yourself that you will change later. It accumulates when you allow your imagination to intimidate you into inaction. Years later, regret speaks loudly. But by then, time has moved. Discipline protects you from future regret. It protects you from becoming the version of yourself that looks back and says, "I knew what to do, I just didn't do it." That sentence is heavy, because knowledge without action is wasted potential, and potential that is never acted upon becomes frustration. The Stoics believed in voluntary discomfort. They practiced it deliberately. Cold exposure, simplicity, restraint, not to punish themselves, but to train their tolerance for discomfort. They wanted to weaken fear. They wanted to prove to themselves that they could endure. When you deliberately do hard things, You shrink imagined fear. You show your mind that effort is survivable. You show your body that discomfort doesn't equal danger. You build confidence through evidence. Evidence that you can act even when you do not feel like it. This is how self-trust forms. Every time you override imagination with action, you strengthen belief in yourself. Not fake confidence, not hype. Evidence-based confidence. Confidence built on repetition. And repetition begins with one simple decision. Choose what you want most, not what you want now. When you do this repeatedly, something shifts inside you. The exaggerated voice of comfort loses authority. The quiet voice of discipline grows stronger. The debate becomes shorter. The action becomes faster. Eventually, discipline becomes less about struggle and more about identity. You stop negotiating with yourself. You simply act in alignment with who you have decided to become. And that is freedom. Not freedom to indulge every impulse. Freedom from being controlled by them.